Alright, I'm just gonna record this because I know in the future I'll be less impassioned on the subject and perhaps not even bring it up, and I don't think that would actually be like the best outcome. So, I guess we had this conversation and it was just so confusing to me. Which is that I said Weston's having a party, but I decided not to go. And you didn't respond. Then later at the end of the conversation, I was like, I just asked truly out of curiosity. The whole thing, all this is out of curiosity and just not judgmental, I guess. Maybe, I don't fucking know. Which is that I was like, were you curious about that? And then you said, yeah, I was curious. Now, if you had said, no, I wasn't curious, like, oh, I just didn't really think about it, you're right, or I have to say you're right, it's like, oh, it just didn't even dawn on me to be that, even a follow-up question needed, then that would have just been like, okay, like, that's fine. But you said, yes, I was curious, and I was like, okay. So then I was very curious. Well, if you were curious, why did you not, like, say why? And then you said, because I wanted to respect your privacy, which I was like, okay. But, like, you had asked me, what am I doing tonight? Like, general conversation is kind of like, like asking what the other, inquiring, you get a little bit of information and you continue the conversation by, giving back some information, or like, I think a very normal part is asking questions. So I was just like, why was that like, oh, I wanted to respect your privacy? What privacy have I ever, I feel like I've often said, like, I really have no secrets. I don't know, maybe I'm wrong. Do I have a lot of privacy from you? I really don't know. Maybe you feel that I do. And is this dude gonna let me get over? Cool, great. I'm gonna get over one way or the other, brother. Which is that, so, and then really the problem with it is that, to me, it makes me go, are you lying? Like, because, like, the more like reasonable, the more likely, like, my understanding of just like human behavior and shit is just that, like, you just didn't think to ask why, or some other answer other than, I wanted to respect your privacy. Like, that was just, I just don't understand it. You know what I mean? And, like, but I don't want to be accused. It's just maybe my tone is, like, accusatory, but, it's not trying to be. It's just genuinely, like, perplexing to me a little bit. Like, oh, you didn't want to, like, you wanted to respect my privacy. Okay. Oh, and I guess, like, a part of that is, like, I also don't understand, like, why is asking why an invasion of privacy? Or, like, maybe even you could phrase it anyway, but you could be inquisitive and phrase it anyway, which is like, oh, well, do you want to tell me why? Or you don't have to, but why was that? You know what I mean? Do you care to share? You know what I mean? So, like, I guess my question to you, and this was really like the constructive feedback part of it, is like, if you don't ask why to certain things, then people might get the feeling that you're just, like, not very interested in what is being said. And yeah, so they might get that feeling, which is, like, I guess why I even said that in the first place. Like, I said a thing, you didn't say anything, and I was just like, all right, well, never mind. And, like, at the same time, I can be like, oh, and let me tell you, like, and let me tell you why. You know what I mean? Like, I'm an active person in this conversation. But, like, there's, like, I think there's kind of, like, maybe, like human convention, or the convention of conversation is that, like, maybe you give a little bit of information, and maybe that's baiting. Like, I'm dangling this bit of information, hoping that you solicit more info from me, because it was like, it was an emotional thing. Obviously, like, I didn't want to, or I had some hesitancy to just bring it up because it's slightly emotional, you know what I mean? Like, I felt like I was not being there for my friend, but, and kind of battling this anxiety, but I did it anyway. So, people don't just want to like dump that. I feel like now I'm like analyzing my behavior, like, well, is it normal that people, when it's kind of an emotional charge to a situation, they might not just go, and let me tell you why, or maybe they will, like, I don't fucking know, but something kept me from that. I wanted you to just like inquire, and like, I don't know, maybe that's my fault, but your response was also just so interesting that like I couldn't just like let that go as well. And so what it really like, there's just these fucking situations where I'm just like, I don't understand, or the explanation you give to me does not register with me so much that it makes me just kind of think like, oh, this alternative explanation is just a lot more like reasonable. Like, and one of the ones would just be like, yeah, maybe you just weren't paying much attention, like, which is fine, like, like, yeah, maybe you just weren't paying much attention, or maybe you weren't interested. I don't need you to be interested in me, like, or I don't need you to be interested in me, or just like that single thing that would be even more reasonable. I don't need you to be interested in every single aspect of my life. But when you say like, oh, I just wanted to be sensitive, it's like, okay, like, it makes me think like, was that the truth? You know what I mean? Like, and yeah, like, I guess I wonder if, I think I might be going here. I'm taking a random turn. Oh, that wasn't right, was it? Alrighty, boys. Hold on. We're gonna have